Welcome to a deep dive into the book of Genesis, the first book of the Bible. This isn't just any ordinary book. Rather, it's the initial chapter in the grand narrative of humanity as seen through the lens of Judeo-Christian tradition. Genesis sets the stage for everything that follows, laying the groundwork for the rest of the biblical narrative. Its pages are filled with tales that have echoed through millennia. It begins with the creation of the world, a cosmic ballet orchestrated by the divine hand. It then delves into the fall of man, a cautionary tale of paradise lost and the consequences of disobedience. But Genesis isn't all doom and gloom. It also celebrates the establishment of God's chosen people, marking the beginnings of a covenant that would shape the course of human history. Today, we journey into Genesis chapter 5, a chapter that chronicles the genealogy from Adam to Noah. Genesis chapter 5 is a fascinating lineage from Adam to Noah. Let's delve into this lineage verse by verse and unveil the rich tapestry of early human life as depicted in the biblical narrative. The chapter commences with Adam, created in God's likeness. He lived for 800 years after the birth of his son Seth and passed away at the age of 930. This longevity, a common thread through this chapter, is a testament to the divine blessing bestowed upon humanity during these early days. Seth, Adam's son, carried forward this lineage. After 505 years of his life, he fathered Enosh. Seth lived for an additional 507 years, during which he had other sons and daughters. Seth's life spanned 912 years, after which he died, a phrase reiterated throughout the chapter, underscoring the mortality of man. Enosh, Seth's son, lived for 90 years before he fathered Kenan. He lived an additional 815 years, fathering other children. His life, like his father's, extended over 900 years, ending in death. Kenan, in turn, lived 70 years before fathering Mahalalel. Following his son's birth, he lived 840 years, fathering other children. His life, marked by longevity similar to his predecessors, ended at the age of 910. Mahalalel, Kenan's son, lived 65 years before fathering Jared. He lived an additional 830 years, fathering other children. His life spanned 895 years, after which he too met the inevitable end. Jared, son of Mahalalel, lived 162 years before fathering Enoch. Following Enoch's birth, Jared lived 800 years, fathering other children. His life, like those before him, was marked by longevity, spanning 962 years before he died. Now, Enoch's story is an interesting deviation in this lineage. He lived 65 years before fathering Methuselah. However, unlike his ancestors, Enoch walked with God for 300 years after Methuselah's birth, during which he had other children. Instead of the repeated phrase, "and he died," we find that Enoch was no more, because God took him away. This unique departure from the pattern of death suggests a profound connection between Enoch and the divine. Methuselah, Enoch's son, lived 187 years before fathering Lamech. After his son's birth, Methuselah lived an additional 782 years, fathering other children. His life, marked by longevity unparalleled in the Bible, spanned 969 years before his death. Lamech, Methuselah's son, lived 182 years before fathering Noah. After Noah's birth, Lamech lived an additional 595 years, fathering other children. His life spanned 777 years, a number often associated with divine perfection in biblical numerology. The lineage culminates with Noah, who fathered Shem, Ham, and Japheth after 500 years of his life. Noah's story, however, unfolds beyond this chapter, marking the start of a new era in the biblical narrative. This genealogical record, while seemingly simple, holds a wealth of information about the early days of humanity, as seen through the lens of the biblical narrative. This lineage offers an intriguing glimpse into the divine-human relationship, human mortality, and the continuity of humanity, intricately woven into the fabric of Genesis chapter 5. Genesis chapter 5, though seemingly a straightforward list of names and ages, holds a deeper meaning. This chapter is more than a mere genealogical record. It is a testament to the human journey through time and our connection to the divine. In the past few minutes, we've traced the lineage from Adam to Noah, a lineage that spans 10 generations. This record is not just a compilation of names and lifespans, but serves as a bridge connecting the creation story of Genesis to the narrative of Noah and the flood. It's a thread that weaves together the grand tapestry of the biblical narrative. This genealogical record holds significance beyond its historical context. It underscores the importance of lineage and legacy in the Bible, reminding us that each generation carries the mantle from the previous one, contributing to the unfolding of the divine plan. Genesis chapter 5 also invites us to reflect on mortality. The ages of the patriarchs, often exceeding several centuries, may seem extraordinary to us. Yet each life, no matter how long, ultimately concludes with the same phrase, "And he died." This recurring motif serves as a poignant reminder of human mortality, a theme that resonates throughout the Bible. But in the face of mortality, Genesis chapter 5 presents a divine-human relationship that is enduring. From Adam, who walked with God in the Garden of Eden, to Enoch, who walked with God and he was not, for God took him, we see a relationship that transcends the earthly realm. This chapter paints a picture of a divine presence that is not distant or detached, but intimately involved in the human journey. It's a reminder that in the grand narrative of the Bible, human lives, however fleeting, matter in the eyes of the divine. As we close this chapter, we carry forward a greater understanding of the early biblical narrative and the intricate layers of meaning within it. Thank you for joining us on this journey through Genesis chapter 5.